Hi friends, in last lecture we have seen Kepler's laws, and we have also seen that Kepler's law was unable to explain why planets obey the laws, why they are obeying the laws, and why they are revolving around the sun in a perfect elliptical shape. Now we will see Newton's universal law of gravitation. All the above consideration, including Kepler's law, led Newton to formulate his theory of universal gravity. According to this theory, every object in the universe attracts every other object with a definite force. This force is directly proportional to the product of the masses of the two objects and is inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. See, according to the Newton, he says that every object, whether it is earth, whether it is moon, whether it is tree, whether it is stone, whether it is a bat, whether it is a building, whatever it is, every object on the earth or in the universe attracts every other object with a definite force. And this force, what or how much force is applied, it's depend upon the product of their masses. Product of mass, their masses means product of both the bodies masses, and inversely proportional to the square of distance between these two bodies. In figure 1.5, it is shown that two objects with mass m1 and m2 are kept at a distance from each other. Mathematically, the gravitational force of attraction, these bodies, one body 1 and body 2, attract each other. The force of attraction between these two can be written as per the Newton, that force is directly proportional to product of their masses. Suppose m1 and m2 is the mass. So look here, force is directly proportional to m1 multiplied by m2. This is the mass of one object and this is mass of another object. This is the law's first half statement, and another half statement says that this force is inversely proportional to the, inversely means 1 upon, inversely proportional to the square of distance between the objects. If we combine them, we can write this force is proportionality mass 1 into mass 2 upon square of distance between these two. We can write this as force F is equal to G into m1 m2 upon d square. Here G is constant of proportionality. To remove this proportionality sign, we use G, and this is the constant of proportionality, and we call this as a universal gravitational constant. The above law means that if the mass of one object is doubled, the force between the two objects also doubles. Also, if the distance is doubled, the force decreases by a factor of 4. If the two bodies are spherical, the direction of the forces is always along the line joining the centers of the two bodies, and distance between the centers is taken to be d. The distance between these two bodies is taken as the from the center. In case when the bodies are not spherical or have irregular shape, then the direction of force is along the line joining their centers of mass, and d is taken to be the distance between two centers of mass. Now from this equation number 2, it can be seen that value of G is the gravitational force acting between two unit masses kept at a unit distance away from each other. Thus, SI units, in SI units, the value of G is equal to the gravitational force between two masses of 1 kg kept 1 meter apart. So, this is for today. You just go through this Newton's universal law of gravitation. Even you read this, show that in SI units the unit of G is Newton meter square per kilogram square. The value of G was first experimentally measured by Henry Cavendish. In SI units, its value is 6.73 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square per kilogram square.